Can we get a huge welcome in the room for the amazing Max Belegdon?
Hello, room. How are you all doing? Lovely to meet you.
I'm already laughing. This is going to be a fun episode,
Oh,
Max.
God.
I'm excited. How are you doing?
I'm not excited at all. This is actually a massive inconvenience for me, so the sooner we can get this over with, I'll be happy. Thank you. No, I'm joking. I am buzzing. Guys, they put me up. Where's my camera, by the way, just so I can look at it?
This is your camera. Come
Hello,
on.
everybody. Sorry, I'll look at you, not the camera. They put me up in a proper...
Give it to the camera. I'm ready for it.
They put me up in a proper fancy hotel last night.
Where did you stay?
The Hilton.
Ooh.
In Deansgate.
Deansgate.
I've only ever seen that building before. I've never been in it.
Oh, really?
Very
Is that the first
fancy.
time?
Oh, yeah. Got a nice breakfast. Actually, no. I used to date somebody that had a flat above it, but I won't say that because I've got a boyfriend now and he probably won't want to know that. But yeah, lovely, very fancy. Has a swimming pool, didn't get to go in it, but thoroughly enjoyed it. Took a look anyway. Wow.
Looked good. Looked
Yeah.
good. And how was
Oh,
your
yeah.
breakfast? Did you get that this morning?
Oh, 5-star,
What
full
did you have?
English. I had everything. Hash brown. I had a sausage, cheeky sausage. Nothing wrong with that
Love
in
a
the
cheeky
morning.
sausage.
Bacon, didn't eat them, but loved it on the plate anyway. Scrambled eggs,
Nice.
loved it. Beans, and a green tea to finish it off.
Can't go wrong. Is that your
No.
go-to drink, a cheeky green tea?
Only recently I've got into it because this is thoroughly entertaining PLT content, by the way. I just struggle with digestion. So
help, yeah.
it really does help. I Googled a lot of things. You know, I started to take different medications, just like, oh God, what can help me? And I was like, I don't want to be bloated for the PLT. So I had a green tea.
And did it
Now
work?
look at me. That all rhymed in case anybody realised.
that was
It did
stunning.
work, yeah. I'm hiding a lot under this lovely Pretty Little Thing jumper that you can now get at prettylittlething.com, I assume it's called. I don't know. And yeah, so I don't look that bloated, so that's lovely.
You look stunning. You look
Thank
stunning.
you.
And
I always do.
You always do. Let me just say we're very, very happy to have you here. I know that just like we had your mate on the other week, GK.
Yes. Oh, yes.
My jaw's going to be hurting again. I'm literally preparing
God.
myself. But yeah.
Oh, usually when my jaw's hurting, it's for a very different reason. That sounded weird. No, I meant sex. Oh, God, I can't believe I just said that.
I did think actually immediately after I said my jaw's hurting, I thought, probably need to rephrase that in
Yeah,
future if I'm going to do it.
you're sat next to me. I'm definitely going to make fun of that.
I'm going to be really careful with what I say today. But we're all talking about you today. So we're talking a little bit about you and your TikTok and everything that's going on. But we're also
God.
talking unpopular opinions.
Oh, yes. Very aware, very excited, very excited. I got some weird things commented on my video when I posted it, so God knows you got some weird things sent to you.
I can't wait to go through them. It's going to be really fun. But first of all, let's get to know you for anyone who doesn't know. I mean...
Oh, I'm not a nice person.
All right, we'll just
everybody.
skip the whole thing.
No, I'm joking.
So you've got 1.4 million followers on TikTok and
yeah.
growing. Massive,
God.
huge audience.
Very weird.
That's mad. Like, how is it all kind of kicked off for you?
It's just the weirdest thing in the entire world because I got TikTok about a year ago and I didn't want to get it. My friends were like, you need to get this app. They were like, it's like Vine, you'll get it. And I was like, my little sister, who at the time would have been 11 or 12, I don't know, has TikTok. I was like, I'm not getting that app. That's weird. And then they were like, no, it's like Vine, you need to get it. So I was like, fine, I'll get it. And then I had it for a month and I was like, this is actually pretty funny. Because once you first get it, it's full of people woo.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, all right, what's going on here? Why have my friends recommended this for me? And then once you get your For You page going, because it's called a For You page, everybody, for the people at home, because it's for you and it's a page. And it gradually just became more and more me. And I was like, wow, I'm having a great time. And then I just randomly decided to post a video one day of just me chatting utter rubbish about some random. By the way, can I swear on this?
You can swear, go for it.
Oh,
You
thank
can
God.
say
Molly
what you
May's
like.
not in a CCTV room watching me, and if I
Yeah,
say,
she's going to come in and tell you
yeah,
off.
if I say something, she sends Tommy Fury down to twat me. No, right, lovely. They're actually you
think
can't
so.
see behind, but Molly May's actually right there. She made my full English this morning, and Tommy's cooking the teas for everybody. So. That doesn't make any sense. Cooking the teas. Oh well, I'm northern. Here we are. Get over it now. And yeah, so then I got TikTok and I was just like, wow, I posted my first TikTok and it got 1,000 likes and I was like, oh my God, I am famous. I was like, I've never had 1,000 likes on any, because I was never a person that, like, you could probably tell I'm not really like into like that much Instagram. Like, I obviously like Instagram and I like post like any picture that I look relatively nice in. But it wasn't like, oh, I really want to like, I really care about social media, if you get what I mean. It was more so just like, I'll post that with my friends or like for my friends. And then all of a sudden I got like a lot of views on that first one. I was like, oh, I'll just like make another one. And then I made videos about stuff that I had really weird niche knowledge on in my head, and I was like, oh my god, there's other people in the world that have this also same interests. I'm really into the TV show Glee, or at least I was at the time. So my first videos on TikTok, believe it or not, which is really weird to think about, like after what I post now, were like weird things about the TV show Glee. And then
what's your weirdest fact whilst we're on it?
Oh my god, not even facts, just like how weird the show is in general. They had one episode where like it was like a Christmas themed one, and it actually got taken off air, and they made somebody like a baby Jesus. It was just really weird. It's such a weird show. So I would just make TikToks about how weird it is and that we all need to like acknowledge that it's weird. And then gradually I just started to be like, oh well, if I just post like what I'm doing in my day or like some random thought that I have in my head, people respond to that as well. And then I got to like meet more people. And then over like the past year, it really just grew, and it was weird to me. I didn't see it coming, still don't see it coming, don't know why it's coming. I wish it would stop coming. No, I don't. Please never stop coming. I'm having a great time, honestly.
Please never stop coming. That's
Oh
the
my
soundbite
God,
from Max's podcast.
Christ. Oh,
We've
God.
gone there already.
Oh,
but no, like, you're doing amazing. Like, you've got such a huge following. Like, you're everywhere. Every time I open my For You page, you're there. Every time I open Instagram, you're there. Like, I'm seeing you
God.
everywhere at the minute, which is insane.
I can only apologise. I really can. I look at my own stuff and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like, I wake up and I've posted about 7 videos and I think, oh my God. And then my manager's ringing me going, you need to start saving things as drafts and posting them in the morning. And I'm like, do you know what? That is very valid. It's just bizarre. And I find it most bizarre, I think, because I always had it in my head that social media is like this place where you put like the best version of yourself out there, or even like a false version of yourself. And then I started to really gain followers on TikTok when I started to just post videos that my friends would say is what you used to just send us on Snapchat, or like what you used to put on your private story on Instagram. Like, my friends found it so weird because they were like, you're just now posting out to the world what we see every day.
Yeah.
And like, people are coming up to us like, oh my God, you're friends with Max. And it's like, he's a freak. Like, what you want? But like, all my friends and family could not give less of a shit. They're like, this guy is a weirdo. Why do you all care? And I fully agree with them. I really do.
So just being yourself has got you obviously to where you are now.
And I
That's
really don't know
amazing.
why, because I'm a massive twat. I really am. Like, let's just face facts. I just waddle through life, and somehow I've stumbled upon being on this very couch that you see before you.
Here we are today. But not only you've been on here, you've been hosting for the BBC.
I know.
You might be going in the jungle for the
Oh,
Celebrity
I
Jungle.
know.
Tell
Come
me
on, let's
about
have it. I can't wait to be cooking rice and beans with like Tinchy Strider on my right, Jade Thirlwall on my left, and like Fizz from Corrie pissing in a river. Like, honestly, it's just, that would be ultimate dream. I Googled it. When ITV commented on my video, I said, ITV,
Come on.
don't you be playing around with me. But then I Googled it and the cast is already pretty much confirmed. So I think that they're lying to me. So ITV, if you're listening, I'm not your mate. All right. Unless you want to get me on there next. I know I'm not a proper celeb, but I would happily go on there. You don't even have to pay me anything. I'll be that one person that everybody's like, who the fuck is this? Whilst there's like, you know, really famous people that I do not mind. I have no morals. I have no like self-worth. Honestly, put me in that jungle and I'll eat a spider. I don't mind, honestly.
Wasn't it the video I watched was a bull's ball?
Oh, easy.
Anything.
Easy.
Get it
Honestly,
down you.
I've done so many worse things in my life. That's like an absolute walk in the park. I guess, you know, it would be broadcast out for millions to see, but I mean, I literally do that every day now anyway, so what's the difference?
What's the difference? Do you know what, Max? If you go on I'm a Celeb, if you go on the jungle, I'm a celeb, yeah,
Yeah.
jungle. I will watch. We were watching this room, weren't we?
Oh,
Is everyone?
lovely.
Why are we just nodding? We've got yeses. We've got a microphone for a
Thank
reason,
you
guys.
very
Come
much.
on.
Whoa, yeah.
We're all
thank
gonna
you.
watch. We're all gonna
Brilliant.
watch.
Thanks,
but
guys.
tell me about BBC. So you hosted for their Out Awards not long ago. What was that like?
Well, they invited me. I don't really know. They invited me and they were like, "Oh, we want to invite you to like get content with the celebs on the red carpet." And I was like, "Oh, like, does that mean I'm just like invited to like go to the red carpet and then like take a TikTok like, oh, I'm here?" I think that's what they meant. And then I really want to get into like interviewing. So I said to my manager, I was like, just be a bit cheeky and ask them if I can like have a microphone, have like the full like cards and everything and just do it. And they were so receptive. They were like, yeah, this is a great idea. And I was like, wow, I'm excited now. Because I did one brand deal with a university like student accommodation company where I interviewed freshers in the street.
Oh, yeah,
and I
seeing that.
loved it. I was like, this is my calling, just like interviewing drunk people in the street. And I was like, so it was a big step up from doing that whilst I was drunk myself, because I was literally like, we were basically having a night out whilst we went around filming it.
Stop.
Yeah, so I went from that to like interviewing actual celebs on a red carpet, and I was like, this is very nerve-wracking, but I it was like the thrill of it. Like I felt like adrenaline. And like, as I'm sure, like you, like sometimes you go into it and you're presented with like you've had like Doja Cat and everything, and you're probably like presented with that, and then you look at it afterwards and you're like, how the bloody hell did I just get through that? Like,
you don't even think about it, do you? Just like go into another like
it's
zone.
like your brain
mad,
goes into like autopilot, and you don't even have any concept of time. Like I was there for like 3 hours and it felt like I was there for like half an hour, and then after it we got to go to the actual event. And luckily I had a +1, and that was my boyfriend, and he was behind the camera like filming it. And then we got to go to the actual event afterwards, and I sat down for 10 minutes and I looked at him, I went, Andrew, I said, I'm bloody exhausted, I want to go home and go to bed. So we literally went back to his house. I fell asleep for like 3 hours, and then I went on a night out after it to celebrate.
To celebrate, why not? You've got to celebrate that achievement.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it was like such a mentally exhausting thing, like having like one person there and then the next person. And my very first interview was somebody that I was told that I wouldn't be interviewing, so I hadn't prepared anything, and it was my very first one.
Stop.
Like they just brought them over. They was like, "Hi, mates, this is blah blah blah."
Who was
there
it?
You go, Jax Jones, the DJ.
Right, yeah.
Love Jax Jones.
Thank God.
Love like his songs and everything.
Yeah.
I have no idea about anything to do with him as a person.
Yeah.
No idea what he looked like. So this cool guy walked in like a full like matching like hat to his like jumper to his like pants, do you call it? I don't bloody know. And I was like, my first thought was like, oh, this guy looks cool. And also he was there like 15 minutes before the red carpet even started. So I was like, oh, he's obviously just, you know, a very fashionable man, and he's just here like having a great time. And then they brought him over. They was like, hi, this is Jax Jones. I was like, oh. So I was like, are you doing any music lately, Jax Jones? But luckily, like I knew I'm good friends with a DJ called Jodie Harsh, and she is close with him, and like they like do a lot of stuff together. So I kind of knew a bit about him. And then after that, it was like, right, I've broke the barrier now. I've like I was really proud of myself after it. I was like fully just had to improvise on the spot, and then I managed that. So that's like the worst thing that can happen. So it can only go up for that. But then I mean, some people are very rude, so it did get worse from there at times. But I'm not going to say names. But one person
Really, you're not going to say names?
No, because we got asked. I think the manager, who it was, knew that they were very rude. Ooh. And we got asked to not post anything or speak about it afterwards. So
wow.
Yes, but I'll just say some people can be very rude, and they show up to these events and are not very grateful, and then they just fire down people who it could be their first time interviewing somebody on a red carpet, and they've got a lovely suit on. It was the similar colour to this. It was supposed to be £150, but it reduced to 60. So I was in high spirits. I'd saved money. It was my first time interviewing, and then someone was rude, and it threw me off a little bit. But then I said, "You are irrelevant." On to the next.
And on to that. Do you know what? You absolutely smashed it. Those videos, they were hilarious. What was your funniest moment in that?
There's a drag queen on the current season of RuPaul's Drag Race called Kitty Scott-Claus, and she's just my favourite in general. I've like observed her from afar for like a few years now. It's so lovely to get to see her like on TV, And I just had, if I ever like froze, or not even froze, just like ran out of things to ask that person in particular, I had like a few questions to go that I could ask anyone. And I would ask them things like, what gives you the ick? Or just I'm like so wacky and crazy like that. Or I would ask like big celebs at the end, I was like, can I have your job? And because I just find it funny to see what they say. So I asked her that and she was like, yeah. So she grabbed the mic and then she started interviewing me. By the way, when I asked that rude person, what gives you the ick? The response was, I've got the ick right now. Everybody, guys, you can't see this, but everybody's mouth just drops around us. I know. Imagine my like response.
Did you actually feel like how horrible in that situation?
The whole room went silent because it was an indoor red carpet. Yeah, it was like in this part of an arena, and it was full of like lovely like PAs and stuff, and like loads of people that were probably not getting paid, but they were just like getting like experience for working with Radio 1 for the day. And they were all in such like high spirits. Everyone was like so lovely and like bubbly. And then they heard that, and in the video my eyes just go like, and then everybody around just like is completely silent, and it was just very weird. But I managed to save it. I was like, I've got the ick right now as well. I was like, an early morning, I was just like, but I was like, Jesus
I
Christ.
bet you covered it really well, but that's an uncomfortable situation.
Oh my God,
it's not
very
all glamour, guys, you know what I mean?
No, it's not. Very difficult, this influencer lifestyle, everybody. No, it was very weird. Like, could you imagine, like, when you're doing an interview with someone, it's almost like you equally have to pull your weight, and like obviously
it's matching that energy, isn't it?
Yeah, like you match each other's energy, you try and like bring the conversation forward, and it's like everything that I asked I was just met with resistance and like beaten down, and by the end I was just like a little puppy on the floor, like, please can I have a biscuit, like, please. But it weren't happening. There were no biscuits in sight, ladies and gentlemen, honestly.
Well, it's a pleasant experience on the podcast for you. Let's hope.
Exactly,
I hope it is.
yes.
We're not going to do any of that today,
No,
Matt.
I'm having a great time, everybody.
But on top of all of this that you're doing, so you've got your TikTok going on, you're doing all of these bits on the side with your brand deals, with your management, which is huge. You also go to uni.
I do.
As we discovered before, you're in your fourth year.
Fourth year, yes.
Wow, tell me about that. So what are you studying?
Well, it's been a bit of a journey for me.
Ooh.
And so I left school. No, what's it called? What's it called after school? College. That's the one. Thank you. We've got a beautiful team here. They were just typing on the computer, what is it called after school? And they found out quickly.
The researchers.
Lots of budget here at PLT. So I finished school, and you wouldn't expect it, but I did A-level art. Ooh. And I know, I'm very artistic. And I made films in A-level art. So I went to school originally to do film in Bristol because I thought I was cool and edgy, but I quickly realised that I am nothing of the sort. Somebody lied to me several times, and it's just not the case. So quickly I realised that everybody around me is very like edgy, and I was like, and I wore skinny jeans at the time, not anymore, as you can see. I'm with the times kids, very down with the kids, thank you, these baggy trousers that I've got on. And I was like, right, I'm interested in like social media and marketing and stuff. So I was like, I want to go to uni to do digital marketing instead. So it was really weird that this like whole full circle thing is happening, because I went to Newcastle to do marketing, and then in second year started doing like digital marketing, and then last year, so my third year, did a placement at a massive company, doing a digital marketing placement as an intern. And I won't say what the massive company is, it's L'Oreal.
Who we stock on site, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's all good.
Yeah. And they were, I had like the best time there, and I got to have this unique experience of like, in my day job, I was contacting influencers to like do campaigns and stuff. And then outside of it, I'd go home and I had this secret TikTok account that nobody at work knew about that was like getting more. And then I was gradually getting more and more like emails coming in. And I was like, this is so weird getting to see it from like both points of view. Because even though I knew whilst I like started TikTok that I was gaining followers, because it was in a lockdown and I was back home, it just felt like this weird game that I was playing where I was like, oh, the number goes up like every now and again, like, woo, what a cool game. And then I moved to London to do that internship, and then it was like people recognized me in the street, and I was like, this is weird. And then like we'd go out to clubs and people would like come over, and I was like, this is weird. And then I started to get more and more followers, and then over one weekend my work actually found out because I ended up in a Daily Mail article because of Rebecca Vardy. Do you know Rebecca?
The tweet.
Oh, heck, Rebecca Vardy. If you're listening, Rebecca Vardy, I just want to squash this beef. I have no dislike towards you. I'm sure that you are a lovely woman. I don't know Colleen Rooney. We've not had coffee. We've not discussed you. Please unblock me on Twitter. I want to see your hilarious tweets. I miss you in my life. Please come home soon. I love you lots. No, so I tweeted out, because on TikTok, the algorithm is like weird, and the way, because it's like a fairly new social media platform, they've not got all like the processes in place, whereas like if you report something on Instagram, it might get taken down, or like, but it quickly gets reviewed, and then people can see whether it is actually like worthy of being taken down. Whereas on TikTok, someone can like report your video and then it's taken down for like a week, like out of nowhere. So mine were getting reported for things like sexual activity, and I know that I'm really attractive, so I kind of get it to an extent, but I'm also not being openly sexual in my videos. And I just tweeted out saying, I know who is reporting me. I found out who it is. Please stop immediately, otherwise I will. I had no idea, but I thought, if they see this and they think I know, then they'll shit themselves and they'll stop. So I just tweeted that, and then under it, I wrote the classic meme. I wrote, it was ... Rebecca Vardy's account, because I feel like that's quite funny. And then Rebecca Vardy herself replied to it. Bear in mind, I didn't even spell her name correctly. So if she's searching her name, she's also searching misspellings of her name just to see if something really is out there, which I find very bizarre. And she replied to it like, you have no idea what this has done to me. I am not doing such a thing. And I was like, whoa, Rebecca, love. I was like, I don't think anybody actually believes that you're spending your day between filming Dancing with the Stars or whatever it's called. Dancing on Ice? Dancing Strictly Come.
Strictly Come Dancing,
got there
course.
in the end, word association. Between filming Strictly Come Ice, what?
Oh, forget it. Strictly. Let's call it Strictly.
Yeah, the show. Like to report my TikToks, I was like, I don't think anybody actually believes that that's what's happening. And she replied the most brilliant thing. I think she meant to say irrelevant, exclamation mark, but she wrote irreverent, which means like, wow, this is amazing, this is irreverent. So I was just like, this is brilliant. She tried to like call me irrelevant, and she said that I'm irreverent as well. So then I was just like basking in the glory of this moment. Wake up the next morning and it's in the Daily Mail, and then I've got my manager at work like, is this you? And I was like, well, yeah, it definitely is me. And I don't really know how to. So I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to lose my job. They found out about my TikTok. Like, I don't exactly post the most classy and dignifying things on there. So I was like, I'm going to lose my job. I'm panicking. And then luckily they were just like, oh, you know how to use TikTok. We're like a giant business that are trying to work out how to like figure out the whole TikTok thing. So we'll just let you help out with TikTok campaigns. So I was like, bloody brilliant. I was like, well, do you want to pay me a bit more? But I was like, wow, brilliant.
Yeah, please.
So weirdly, it worked out in my favour. And then I come from finishing that placement to now going back to do my final year of uni. And it's just very weird. It's very intense. I've had, obviously, a lot of, like, more opportunities come up. So, like, being able to juggle all that. I've just come to terms with the fact that if I get a degree, I get a degree. If I don't get a degree, I'm not very good at exams and stuff. So Fairs, I feel like I'm no longer aiming for a 2-1, which I was originally aiming for. I'm aiming for whatever is a pass, and we're just going to live our lives that way. But yeah, it's been very weird being like back in an environment where there's a lot of people that will like recognize me in clubs and stuff. And I was telling the girls before, a lot of the people that are now at uni as well, they are, even if they're in their second year, they've still never been in a club before because of lockdown. Like, this is their first time going out with their friends at uni, because they've only ever been like in their flats and whatever.
Yeah.
So, and I'm never one to like complain about people like coming over and stuff, because I bloody love it. Listen, when I tell you, when people come over, they're usually so sound, so nice, and we have like this weird bond already in our heads because they know how weird I am, and the fact they like it must mean that they're a bit weird as well. So it's like brilliant. But then in nowadays, like now that I'm back at uni, people can be a bit grabby in a club, and I'm like, you're hurting me, please. I'm like, this is a bit much, but I mean, people are drunk and they're having a good time, so here we are.
My God, like, yeah, grabbing's not okay, guys. But I did think
Yeah.
like people must run up to you, wanting to do TikToks with you. I've seen people want you to be in their dissertations on
Oh
Twitter.
my gosh, yeah. I get honestly like
It's a no.
emails. I get emails sent to my manager like, hi, I'm a university student. I'm doing my dissertation on like social media and how TikTok has influenced it. I would love to just have an hour-long chat with Max. And I'm like, guys, I was like, I would love nothing more than to help you with your degree, but I can't help all 300 of you at once. I was like, I'm just not doing that. But yeah, it's very weird because I've gone from being in London where there's so many people and there's so many more famous people that are like actual famous that like I'm kind of irrelevant, and it's like you just like walk around and I can like go like anywhere and like nobody really gives a shit unless I'm like in a club or something with people like our age group or whatever, to suddenly being at uni where, because a lot of my followers are my age or just slightly below, and they're going out for the first time and they're really drunk and they're with their men's friends and they're like, it's TikTok boy, and they're coming over, they're pushing my friends out the way. It's wild, they push my friends out the way and they're like, who the fuck are you? And they're like, I'm his best friend, I live with him. And then they're like grabbing me, they've all got the new nails, so they're digging into my arm, like dragging me over. And I'm like, guys, please just come. And my boyfriend gets his back up. He's like, I feel like I need to look after you. And I'm like, honestly, I'm not going to make you like fight off a 16-year-old girl who's like got her fake ID and gone out on a night out for the first time. I just feel so insanely grateful that people even want to do that. And I like to put myself in their shoes. I'm like, if I was insanely drunk on a night out and I saw someone that I love off TikTok, like Karen Houseman or something in a club, I'd be like, yeah, I'm running on over. Hiya, Karen, how are you doing? Yeah, it's a very weird experience to have that suddenly happening to me, though. It's weird.
We interrupt this episode for a very important message. The Pink Friday Prep has begun and you can bag yourself up to 60% off every single thing on site right now. Head to prettylittlething.com to cop the drop. You do not want to miss it. It's a new level of fame, TikTok. Like I feel like it is this just whole new like phenomenon, really. That was a hard word to say. I didn't think that was going to come out.
You did it though. Phenomenon. You smashed it.
Did
well
that.
Done.
Thank you.
Well
but yeah,
done.
like it's just a whole new level. Like I think we can't even measure it yet because it's just insane. But it's amazing to see you doing so well. And it's funny you say like that people come running up to you, because let's take it back to your videos. And you know, at recent events, I've seen Molly on your videos. I've seen Chloe from Love Island. How do they come about?
I
Is
would
that
just like
kind
to
of
apologise to Molly May for multiple things. First of all, Molly, I don't know if you had anything to do with me being at the Pretty Little Thing event. I'm sure that you had no idea who I was. Actually, no, she came over and said that she did know who I was. So I've just remembered that. Sorry, Molly, I had a few too many Molly Martinis at that event, which, by the way, are just a porn star martini, but I love the branding of it. I absolutely love it.
Don't give everyone our secrets.
Yeah, I know. So she came over to Grace, actually, who was here.
Oh, yeah.
She walked over and she was like, oh, I know you have TikTok to Grace. And I was just watching in the moment. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, she knows who Grace is. I was like, wow. Then she turned to me. She was like, I recognise you as well. And I was like, Molly May. I was like, do you know who I am? I was like, what? Why? So my first thought was to whip out my camera and be like, this is a creative director. Embarrassing. And then later on, I was stood at like the opposite end of the event, and her lovely dad was there, and he was just like beaming with pride. Oh my God, I can't be arsed being me. He was beaming with pride, and I think I just like looked in his direction, and he was like, I'm Molly May's dad. And I was like, oh, hello, Molly May's dad. And then I was like, will you be in a video? I was like, I filmed it, and I go, you have got, what did I say? I was like, you have sensational sperm. I was like,
was
you
it not
made
super,
Molly May, super
spunk
sperm, something like that. To her dad, and he was going, yeah. And I was like, oh my days. And then I wake up the next morning and I was like, so then cut to about literally a week ago, it was her Beauty Works event. People are there, they're like waiting outside. She had a lovely little velvet rope section, which I assume was full of like her family and friends. Our lad Tommy was there. Shout out Tommy Fury, love you lots. And people were like waiting around it, just like get a picture with her or something. And one of her friends, which I assume was like a home friend or something was like, oh, I know you have TikTok, like, will you get in a, like, make a TikTok with me? So I was like, yeah. I was drunk. I was like, this is brilliant. So I'm making this TikTok with her. Then I slip in fake snow, fall on a Christmas tree, because she had real Christmas trees, like, everywhere with fake snow all over them. Slip in the fake snow, fall on a Christmas tree. It nearly falls over. I catch it. Everyone looks at me. And I'm like, oh my God, I cannot be asked being me. I was like, there's really important people all around me. And they've just nearly seen me fall flat on my tits, like in front of Molly May. So I was like, who was that? Oh my God. I was like, that's so embarrassing, whoever just did that. And then I like catch Molly May's eye and I'm like, oh, Molly, I'm like, I don't know what that was all about. Someone just like tried to massacre a tree over there. And she was like, oh, you. She was like, my dad has not stopped talking about that somebody came up to him and said that he has incredible sperm. And I was like, oh my God, they've sat around at breakfast the next day and his dad's gone, this weirdo with like a bird's nest on his head came over to me and said that my sperm's unreal. I was like, Molly May, I can only apologise. But then I got her to do a TikTok, which was also unplanned. I used a sound and it's like, oh. I know it ain't the stallion. That was, whoa, guys. Oh my God. Thank you for appreciating the vocals and everybody.
Someone got his guy a deal.
And I actually originally filmed it for my friend Brooke because I was meeting her. So I was going to film the first bit. And then when I met her at a hotel to do that, completely forgot about it when I showed up. And then I was just with Molly May and I was like, oh, Molly, I was like, can you say, you know, it's your girl? And she was like, what? I was like, just say, you know it's your girl. And she was like, okay. And she goes like, you know it's your girl. And I had to like really like sync it so that it kind of matched the sound. But yeah, beautiful. Molly May is a legend. She looks unreal. And I just continuously embarrass myself in front of her. But I mean, hey ho, and she's sat right there now. So sorry, Molly, by the way. No worries. Can you, by the way, I want a sausage butty for my lunch. Thank you. But yeah, it's sorry Molly, if you're out there.
All the fun and games. Honestly, I can't stop laughing.
Oh God.
I'm like picturing this whole tree moment. Like, to be honest, I wish I was there.
Honestly, we walked in, she'd like made
fab.
like a winter wonderland. It was like real Christmas trees at each like side, so you looked down and there was fake snow everywhere. Everyone else was in like full heels. I were in trainers. I was I the one that slipped? I don't know. Too many Molly Martinis again. But yeah, very embarrassing.
But Max, it's clear that being yourself has got you incredibly far.
I don't know how.
You're smashing life. You're absolutely smashing life. But for so many people, I think they really struggle. Well, a lot of people can really struggle just to be themselves. Do you think you've always been this confident?
I don't know if it's confidence, just more so delusion. Like, I convinced myself that because I used to do things when I was younger, like, and I used to get really nervous about, like, having to do a speech in class or something like
really?
that. And I would just tell myself, if you tell everybody around you that you are really confident and you're not worried about it, or, like, you just portray this image of, like, oh, I'm not worried, like, everybody before it would be like, oh, I'm so nervous. And I'd be like, I'm not at all. Like, I love doing stuff like this.
That's it, yeah.
Realistically, I am. But then before classes, I would convince myself, if I had to do like a public speaking thing, that I'm not nervous and I'm fine. And I would just continuously do that. And then I remember when I got into sixth form, they had like a head student team that year after year had been full of people that were just like good at school in general and would like get on and then like just wanted to go to like Oxford. And we had an assembly about it and they were like, in order to get on the head student team, you have to do a speech in front of your whole entire year group and all the teachers.
Oh my God.
And I just remember thinking, how funny would that be if I just had everybody in the school's undivided attention for like 2 minutes? And I did it and just used it as an excuse to rip into all my mates. I basically just did like a roast performance to the teachers that I didn't like, and then the like my mates that I just wanted to take the piss out of. And then I weirdly ended up getting on it, and I was like, why am I on this thing? But then that led to me doing like lots more like public speaking things and stuff like that. I think that specifically was like, oh, you just randomly went for this thing that was like other people would deem to be really scary and you were really scared, but you just pretended that you weren't and then like got through it. So like you can literally like do everything. And then I was like, right, I want to go to this place. Like when I decided to go to Bristol for uni, I was the only person in my school that actually went down south of where we live.
Really?
Everybody else went either to like Newcastle, like up like Manchester, like anything. And I was the only person that went down south, and I was like, I don't care, I'm going by myself, I'm going to do it. And then when I moved to London for my placement, I was like, I'm looking at placements in London, I want to go by myself, like I don't mind, I want to just like explore life and like get as much out of it as I can. So when it comes to doing things like TikToks, and people who are even like big TikTokers are like, how do you just film in like public and like whilst you're walking down the street? And I'm like, nobody cares. Like the secret to life is nobody cares as much about you than you.
Yeah.
Like you're so worried about this, and like you walk into a room and think everybody's thinking about you, but everybody else is thinking that about themselves. So the things that you're worried about in yourself, everybody else is thinking that. So they're not even thinking about you. And if you think that they are, then you're just wasting your own time and you're missing out on weird opportunities. And also nothing that is actually worthwhile in life comes without having to go through something a little bit uncomfortable or hard.
Scary.
Like it is weird to post videos of myself, like, and my very first one, I remember sitting there and like re-recording it for ages and being like, oh my god, people, I even put on like a more like fancy accent because I was like, people are gonna rip into my accent. And then gradually, about like 2 months into TikTok, I was like, oh, I'll just start speaking with my normal accent then, and people were more like receptive to that. And then I was like, oh, I'll just like be more myself. And then, oh, I'll literally just post me in bed when I wake up, or I'll post me on a night out when I'm looking my worst. But like people don't care, and people, if anything, gravitate more towards that. So I think that the confidence that you exude exude, is that a word?
Yeah, it's a good word.
We'll exude over here on the PLT
I'm loving
podcast.
it. Come on.
Yeah.
It's inspirational, this. I'm loving it.
It helps other people, and that's one of the most common messages that I get is like, seeing you has like helped me have the confidence for this. Like I listen to your TikToks if I'm feeling like nervous about something, and I'm like, don't really get it because I'm just chatting shit. But if that's what floats your boat, then like go for it, because everybody just needs that one thing that gives them this delusional sense of confidence to get through difficult times in life, I guess. I don't know.
I love that.
It's weird.
Very inspirational.
Oh, I'm a very inspirational. I just exude inspirational energy. I really do.
And I know you've got a really inspirational coming out story as well. Your management actually mentioned it to us. And when we read it, we were like, oh my God, because I didn't know. And I don't know whether your fans and your followers are familiar with the story as well.
Not many people. It's like, just because the tone of my videos, like I have spoken about it on TikTok, but it's one of those things where like, if I'm not doing something stupid and funny that's like 20 seconds long, it just doesn't get any traction.
That's your kind of thing, yeah.
So like when I try and have like an honest moment, everyone's like, ooh, what the hell is going on? But I don't mind, like furs. But yeah, like it was a really like weird thing, because I was at the Ariana Grande concert with my little sister when the bomb went off. And before that, was like a boy from like a little town. Believe it or not, at one point I had a girlfriend in my life. I know. Wow. Can you imagine such a thing? I cannot. But I was like fully comfortable with the fact that like I would just like never come out as gay. I had no intention to do that. Wow. I was like, nah, I'll just like, I kind of knew it in myself. Number one, because I was getting drunk and then meeting random boys in the middle of the night. So that's a bit of a teller, isn't it? And number two, I just was like, yeah, I've got this girlfriend, but in my head we're just more like friends.
She just doesn't know
she
that.
She did not know that at all at the time. But yeah, I just had this full intention of like, I don't see that for myself. I was like, I'll happily just, or if I did, I was like, it would be a secret and I wouldn't like tell that many people. And then I was at the concert with my little sister, and it just, something like that just shakes everything into perspective. And I think that's also something that gave me a lot of confidence to just go for things and be like, who cares? So like just go for things. And then I remember thinking random like boys, like I said, that I'd met when I was like drunk at 2 a.m. Effectively know this big part of my life that my own friends and family don't know. And if you don't allow them to know that, then you're almost not allowing them the experience of getting to know thoroughly who you are, and like you're preventing your own mum of really getting to know you as a person. And I just had this shock, and I was like, I'm gonna come out right now. I was like, I don't give one. I was like, as soon as I finished my exams, I had it in my head that everyone would turn on me and I'd get bullied. So I was like, I'll wait till I finish my exams. And then after my last exam, I was like, right, I'm posting it on Facebook, because that was big at the time, everybody. I promise I'm not 35. Please stop. I know that you all think I'm old. All right, I just had Facebook. And I just posted it on there, and then I had a weirdly, like, overwhelmingly good response. And yeah, I've been gay as tits ever since. So loving it.
I mean, thank you for sharing that with us, because obviously it's such an emotional story, and like I can't begin to imagine what that experience was like for you. But I'm so glad that something positive for you has actually come out of that, and positive for your friends and family as well.
That's what I say as well. It's but like that's like what I said before. Like you never get to experience like such great things in life unless you go through something like shit. Like
shit.
Think about it, like a public speaking thing like that you might need to do to get a job. Like it's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to do that, but then you could get the job at the end. Like something like awkward, like me making a video on TikTok, like suddenly leads to this like a year down the line. Like you have to go through uncomfortable things, and some people just aren't okay doing that. Like they're fine just like never doing anything that makes them uncomfortable, just like living the white bread life, just like chilling, like but I just was like, I look at everything that you can do in life and I face the reality of possibly everything ending. So then it's like, why not just like grab life by the balls, and if you're on I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here, put them in your mouth. ITV,
do you know what? Can I have a little clap in the room for that? Because
thank you.
I'm not trying to gash you up too much, but I think that really deserves it. I think, you know, I was going to ask you for advice, but I think in everything you've just said there's so much advice that you're giving to people, and I hope people take that in because
come on, guys,
brilliant. Now,
thank you very much.
We're going on to some fun side of the podcast. Well, this has been so fun, but this is I'm going to have some fun with you now.
Oh, I'm excited.
Everything that comes out of my mouth this morning.
I didn't know it was that sort of podcast. Is that why there's so many cameras?
So we're going to start with unpopular opinions. So you know that
excited.
you've posted on your TikTok, we've posted on our TikTok, asking for people to send in their unpopular opinions, okay? So before we go into them, what's your most unpopular opinion now?
I thought about this morning. I was like, oh God, right, I'm going on about unpopular opinions. They're going to ask me what mine is. And I was like, what is mine? And my boyfriend was like, can't really think of anything other than like really weird, creepy things that we don't want to talk about to the general public. And then I realised I don't like cats at all.
Oh,
are you a cat head?
I quite like cats.
I just have to say, I'm just putting
Got
it out
one in the
there.
room.
All right.
We call Amy the cat of the podcast. No one's going to get that. But she like crawls between each camera like.
Oh my God.
And she lets out a little meow now and
Is that
again
why
when
she's
feeling
been licking her hands?
The red roar, if you look
at her. Oh my God.
The other side.
She's been licking out of a bowl of milk in the corner, but I didn't want to ask.
Been warmed up for it as well. She's bougie.
Bless.
She's bougie.
No, but I just think they will turn on you at any minute. They don't have, like a dog, instantly, they just want to have so much affection towards you. Like they literally live to please you, my ideal person in life. And cats, if they turn on you, they will scratch your tits off like in 2 seconds. They do not give one. They are brutal. Every video that I see is like one nice cat and then like 10 evil cats. And because I dislike cats so much, they come up on my For You page now because I comment on the videos like, this is disgusting. Like, please stop this now. Because they're like, they seem fine. And then they do that back thing. Where they're up, and I'm like, no, honestly, cats terrify me.
Do it one more time for me.
Like, get out of my face.
Get still of that.
No, honestly, terrifying. And if they're like, they're so fast, and I think I read that if you died and in your like flat by yourself, and you had a cat, it would eat you. I think that's what I read one time, and I don't read, so. Don't know where I got it from.
Oh, I'm really sad at that.
Yeah, so honestly, cats, and I'm sure
Brutal.
some people, whenever I say it, people who have cats, they're like, oh, but my cat's amazing. I'm like, show me your arm. And they're like, yeah, it's covered in scratches. I'm like, well, your cat's shit. So I was like, my dog has never done anything to me. So yeah, but no, cats, not keen.
There we go, guys. No cats for Max.
And it's not just because I'm gay and I don't like pussy. No, I'm really upset. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm really upset about that. I'm really upset.
Right, okay. He doesn't like pussy.
No.
Let's go to the viewers, the fans. So I'm going to start. You just react to them as you go. See if you agree, see if you don't. I'm going to quick fire them, okay? You ready? All right. I love the feeling of wet socks. These aren't mine, by the way.
Oh my God.
Oh, this ain't me.
Nah, that's weird as fuck. I'm sorry. Nah, get that out of my face. That's like trench foot vibes. I once went to a festival. My first festival, no, listen to this. Sorry for taking up all the time in the world. My first festival that I went to, it was called Tea in the Park. It was one in Glasgow.
Oh my God,
it doesn't
I've been
exist.
there.
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. And I was like, oh, like every single time I go outside, my feet get wet, so I just won't change my socks for the weekend. Stupid. I know I was 17 at the time. I snuck in with a fake ID. Don't tell my mum, even though she knows. And I was like, I just won't change my socks, like it's fine. And then I got back and I had trench foot. Trench foot. Could you be arsed? Trench foot. Like I took my sock off when I got home. I said, what is that? I was like, why is there a jungle growing in my feet? horrible. I was like, I'm going to go to the I don't want to go too graphic. I was retching. I was like, so if you like your wet socks, whoever that is, don't freak of the week.
Stop what you're doing. Stop the wet
it.
sock thing now.
Stop
That's got to be
immediately.
something weird,
Trench foot. Not keen.
Okay, a current one, Series U is shit.
I've never seen it, but my boyfriend watched it and he was like, yeah, it's all right. It's nothing to rave home about. So, I mean, yeah, in the bin. Got that guy from Gossip Girl in though.
It's got the guy, yeah, it has.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's a little bit weird, isn't it? I won't lie, but
weird,
I mean, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. This is an interesting one for me. Max doesn't look old.
Thank you. Thank you, Mum, for sending that in. No, yeah, people call me old, and quite frankly, I've had enough of it. I want you all to stop. No, I don't mind. It's because I was on my placement year, and then I was like, I'm going back to uni, and because people only knew me from being on my placement year, they thought I was going to uni for the first time, and I was like in first year, so they were like, aren't you a bit old to be going?
If you were!
Nah, I mean, I guess so. But like one person commented it on my video. They were like, "Aren't you like too old to be at uni?" So I made a video in response, like, "How dare you?" Like being like a bit jokey, and then it just escalated from there. And I would make loads of videos, and people now every single thing that I post, it's like, "Oh wow!" Like I'll post being here, and it's like, "Oh wow, the care home looks nice and pink today." Like it's literally everything that I do, and I'm fully on board with it, guys. Just keep doing it. I'm old as fuck. Oh man.
I'm glad we got to know that story because I have wondered for a while.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
very
gonna lie.
confusing. People are like, does everybody hate you and they're calling you old? I'm like, no, it's this weird private joke that we're all in on together.
Okay, this is going to be a good one. Little Mix should have always been a trio.
Wow. All right. I'm ready. Must say, for a large portion of my life, sorry, I'm looking directly into the camera right now because I'm addressing Little Mix themselves. For a large portion of my life, I was very much on board with the four. I thoroughly loved you all. More recently, I've become a bit upset with Mon member Jessie Nelson for the things that she hath done on this day. It is just a little bit rude, in my opinion, to leave a band after 10 years and then, we're all on board. I just want to say, Jessie, I know you listen, I know you're a fan. We were all on board because of the Balig Day. We know, all right? We're on the same wavelength. We're from the same place. And I just feel that we were all on board with your career when it was a solo career, Jess. We were like, do you know what? Yeah, she's not keen on the limelight. She's constantly being compared to these three other girls. Must get draining, especially after 10 years. So if she wants to do it, at first I was like, oh, she wants to be out of the limelight. And then I was a bit confused. Oh, she's instantly going into music. But I was like, do you know what? She's a lovely person. I'm on board. She didn't like being compared to them. Lovely. Then to start a video, and I was like, oh, everything's seeming a little bit weird. She's throwing these little jabs out there at the girls. And I thought this is unacceptable behaviour. And so, upon reflection, I kind of do wish that they were always a trio. And at Christmas, Jessie, when you come round to the Beleg Day household, I will be having words with you about it. That's all I'll say. Don't know if I answered the question there, by the way.
You answered the question. I was just giving it a moment. It didn't even need speech from me. That didn't need any feedback from me there, guys.
God.
There we go. We're agreeing with that one. Now we're going to finish this and go on to our final game, which is really funny. But the last one I'm going to ask you is somebody's unpopular opinion is Instagram models look down on TikTokers, but are all secretly terrified they'll take their jobs.
Well, that's literally what I tweeted the other day, so I completely agree with it. I was telling the girls before, it's very weird because when I get invited to things like the Pretty Little Thing event with Molly May, firstly, I'm like, why am I invited? This is insane. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, this is amazing. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, everybody's going to think, why is he invited? Why are these weird TikTokers invited? Like, they haven't earned their spot, if you get what I mean. So I felt ahead of it, me and Brooke got really drunk because we were like, everybody's going to be looking down on us and we're going to be like, and then we got there and we were really surprised that it was the exact opposite. Like, all these people were coming over to me and being like, oh my God, I love your videos, and like same to Brooke and same to Grace. And we're like, oh, Grace knew who a lot of them were just because she's like in that world of like all the beautiful Instagram people. I had no idea. So I was just like, thank you so much. I was like, what do you do for a living? I was like, do you work at Pretty Little Thing? And then they'd be like, And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So I just learned to keep my mouth shut. And then if they wanted to like get a picture for the story, I was like, yeah, of course, this is amazing. And then I wake up the next morning and I'm tagged in people's stories and they're verified. They have like 1 million followers on Instagram. I'm like, this is madness. And then I hear stories like that. They're like, oh, why are the TikTokers even here? And when you speak to them, they're like, oh, I just don't get TikTok. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, what's going on? And to an extent, I get it because they've been grinding for like the past probably like 5 years to get a decent following on Instagram, and then they've been like, Instagram was like everything they get, and essentially we're coming in and taking their jobs just by chatting shit on the internet for like 20 seconds. I would be raging, but I mean, me personally, I'm loving it because I'm just going to them like, I'm sorry, I know that you've had this lovely 5-year career, but I just got that brand deal and I'm pure chatting shit. So it's very weird, and I do think that a lot of them are very, well, I know for a fact because I've spoke to people that have been like, we don't want you to get TikTokers on our management and stuff like that.
Wow.
Because it's such a thing at the minute, which like they've been the top of the thing for so long.
Top of the food chain.
Top of the bloody food chain, and all of a sudden this little mouse is coming up and we're like twatting the lion. It's just weird. It's very weird.
Twatting the lion.
Yeah,
I get it.
weird.
I get it. But you know what? Like, I mean, I'm interested to see like what happens after this. You know, what? It's all an exciting time.
It is, because
Bit of change.
you really like get involved with the TikTokers. Like someone like Grace, like Brooke, like me, like people think that they know us and they invest into us as people before they have ever even met us. Whereas like a beautiful person on Instagram, you follow them because you have this like aspirational, like I want my life to be like them. But they follow us because they're like, oh, their life is like mine, like they are like me. So
they
it's
like
this
your personality
real,
as well. They fully feel like they know you.
It's just weird. It's very weird.
It's a weird old world.
Yeah, it is. Weird world.
Well, we've got a final last game now. I'm really excited for this
yay.
one.
I'm excited.
Okay, so are you familiar with Say It or Shot It?
I mean, yeah, I am, unfortunately.
So we've got a special game for you today. It's called Sip or Spill. It's basically exactly the same. We just put a fancy new name on it. Do you know what I mean? But you can't sip nothing, okay? It's got
easy.
Yeah,
Don't
you
worry.
got it. So
So
everyone...
I spilled the drink on the sofa. If I don't
Oh, imagine.
oh God, it's too pretty.
To everybody at home that's not familiar, so basically we're going to read out 10 statements to Max, 10 questions to Max, and if he doesn't want to answer, he's going to have to do a shot of something special that's behind me.
10. I'm excited.
There's 10. So let's just go into it.
Yeah, I'm
And
excited.
if he doesn't want to do the shot, then he's got to answer the question honestly.
Okay.
I'm going to hope these questions are all right.
I'm sure they are.
Let's go with it.
Here we are.
Worst influencer you've met?
What I've found is people have been nice to me, like so nice to me, like we meet them and it's like, wow. And also a lot of the time, the people that have a lot of followers, in my experience, are nicer than the people that have like just suddenly, like me, that have like suddenly just like got bigger. And like there's some people that like I would like meet on a night out or something like that, and they would be like, hi to me, and then completely blank my boyfriend or my friends, which I just find a weird concept. Like, I was out at this Pandora event the other day with Eloise Fuladga, absolutely love her. And her sister was there, and she was like, her sister was so lovely, and she was like, oh, I just like don't get to like, I don't come to many things like this. And she was like, oh, and her and my boyfriend were both like, when we go, like people just don't usually speak to us. And I was like, why? Like you're just there, just in front of me. Like how am I going to ignore you?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I found that a lot of people do it, especially if I'm out with like a friend, they completely blank them. And I just find that rude. Versus like people who have like Abby Roberts, who has like something like 18 million followers.
Wow.
One of the nicest, most down-to-earth, normal people ever,
Oh,
who has like
amazing.
every right to be like, I'm better than all of you in this room. Like, I'm more talented and famous than all of you. Like, don't speak to me. But it's just one of the most nice, lovely people. Versus, like, some people that randomly get into it and then, like, walk around like, yeah. And I'm just like, nah, guys, come on. It's weird.
Okay, so no one's name. I'm going to let you not do a shot for that.
Okay, then, thanks.
We're gonna go to...
I partially answered.
You partially answered, so I think I'll give you that for that story, right? Okay. Show us who came up when you typed, I slept with.
Oh, my dad. Wait. Oh my God, wait.
No, where's the context?
I know there was no context there. Fuck.
No, you did.
I haven't slept with my dad. I've not slept with my dad. Right.
Let's just... I can't believe
Let
you
me
guys in the room. You
explain.
know the script. You know the question.
Let me
Let's
explain.
go.
So there was a trend where there's a filter on TikTok where you can add text.
Yeah.
And there's like a trend and it's like, type this in and then let your keyboard predict the rest. So one of them was type I slept with, and then I pressed the first thing, second one, and it came up with my dad. So I posted it and I was very upset. I was like, well, I've not slept with my dad. So why has it said this? So that explains that question. I'm really sorry if for a second you thought I'd slept with my dad then.
It was a great reaction. It was a great reaction. I actually tried it
but-
on my phone the other day and it came up with, like, it just comes up with a little text and you click it. So it came up with all my friends in the world. And I was like,
Oh,
you know, I'm a happy girl
yeah,
then. Just
there you are.
sharing my love. It's
Oh,
absolutely
what a good friend, everybody.
Okay, where else are we going to go to here? Ooh. Tell us something your boyfriend does that you wish he wouldn't.
Breathe every now and again. No, we had an argument. Like, he'll just do stupid stuff. And it really annoyed. It'll be like, oh, like I've got no money. Like I'm like struggling, like doing this. He's like looking for a job at the minute, and he's like, I've got no money. And then I'll meet him, and he's like, oh yeah, I just bought this. And I'm like, well, you've got no money, so what the f are you doing? Little things like that. We have a very ideal relationship where we don't really argue or fall out very much at all, other than like over little annoying things. Like, we're not like, oh, I hate your personality, or you upset me when you behave like this. It's very much just like, you like freak out in the middle of the night. He says that every single time that I'm asleep, at least once or twice, I go like this, like, and like start fighting people. So that's something that he said it last night because he stayed over in the hotel with me, and he was like, in the middle of the night, he was like, did you wake up and start like itching yourself loads? And I was like, no. I was like, I slept through. And he was like, you started like screaming a little bit. And I do get like, is it called like night terrors? Yeah. I think I have them because I wake up and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm like loss of breath, and I've like just had this awful dream that like I'm being attacked by like some wolf or something. So maybe that's me just fighting him off. So I didn't really answer your question. I just said what he probably finds annoying about me.
I think you can have it. Now, we're going to do one more. So I'm going to look
excited.
around the room because there's some guys here that I know will want to say on this. So, Sissy, Lucy, what we saying for the last one? You haven't got it in front of you, have you? Where's the script? Bloody hell, is it only me and you working here? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Number 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. How did I miss this one? I'm gonna put the iPad away.
Oh, bloody hell.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Show us.
Oh,
does it begin with show us or tell us?
Show us.
Okay.
Hell.
Show us.
I knew it with this sort of podcast.
The last 3 things you Googled.
Right, okay.
Oh, why are you so confident?
Oh, well, can I look at them first? They won't be anything weird. Oh, I turned my phone off. Oh, sorry, everybody. Also, my phone recently got smashed by my boyfriend. That's one annoying thing that he's done. He laughed at me because obviously I'm hilarious. We were queuing up to go into a club, and weirdly he laughed like this, like full on chicken, don't know. And he knocked my phone out my hand, like about a few days ago.
Oh, and he smashed it.
Yeah,
yeah, that's annoying. That is annoying. It's all right, guys. The phone is coming on.
It's coming on. Everybody.
Should we have a
Don't you
guess
worry.
what we think? Does anybody want to guess in the room what we think Max might have Googled? Do we not think? What kind of things do you normally Google?
Just like what, like random things in the moment, like what I need to know. Just like things that like I would search in an engine, just like that sort of thing, that sort of vibe.
When do you last remember going on Google? Was it like last night?
I don't know.
Because I'm trying to think what we could be bringing out.
Let's have a peek. Oh my God. Okay. Right. Oh my God. This is all right. So first one was Nando's. Third one, Nando's menu, because I was ordering in Nando's, bit boring. Second one was Rebecca Vardy. I'm not even lying, look, Rebecca Vardy. And yeah, because I was like, there was like a tweet that went round and it was like, show us a tweet that we should make into a film. So I was like, oh, I want to find my tweet. But then I found out that she'd blocked me, so I couldn't actually get a screenshot of the tweet. So I thought, oh, if I Google it, it might come up. So I searched Rebecca Vardy irreverent and it came up. And then the third one was that weird sex shop that I went in last night because we were stood outside of it and we were like, what is this? So I Googled the name of it and then it came up like mega alien dildo sex shop. So I was like, do you know what? We are going in there. That sounds great.
Do you know what? They're great. They deserve a clap
and
in the room.
And they bury me. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.
you.
Now, I'm not going to let you go without one more shot.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going to do one with you as well.
Oh, yes. Come on.
Come
my
on.
God.
Oh.
By the way,
They're
if
kind of
anybody-
small.
If anybody at home is wondering why my hands shake, I've had a condition for ages since I was like born that my hands shake at all times.
Oh, really?
How weird is that?
I have not noticed, though.
Yeah, when I was little.
So that's why the spillage happened.
That's why the spillage happened.
That's
You
what we're
shouldn't have
saying.
given me this little thing.
Shit.
When I was little, my parents would take the piss out of me and they'd make me carry cups of teas for them just so it would
That's
spill.
so tight.
Child abuse.
Tell you.
Yeah.
That's why he's a strong boy, guys. He's a strong
Exactly.
boy. All right, cheers to
Wait,
this,
why has
honey.
yours not got chili in it?
It has. It's at the bottom.
All right.
Ready?
Cheers.
3, 2, 1.
Man, particles. Oh, that one was okay. Oh, no, it weren't. Oh, you horrible bastards.
And guys,
Oh. Oh. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Cameraman, did you get that? That were the shot of the century.
oh my god.
I knew it with this sort of podcast. There's leakage all over the place.
No, I actually might die. I'm either going to burp or
Oh,
something.
God.
I better end this podcast quickly. But guys, Max, do you know what? It's been unreal. Why did I do that?
I don't know. Oh, it's all going wrong.
It's all gone bloody Pete song.
Guys, don't invite me back.
Come on.
Don't invite me back. It's too much.
Oh,
I'm
come back
clearly a bad
again,
omen.
please. Please come back again. That was so much fun, honestly. It's been amazing getting to know you. I think you're really inspiring. You're doing so well. And you made me laugh so much. Everyone in the room
thank you.
has loved it as well. So thank you so much,
Oh,
Max.
thank you, everybody. I've had a lovely time. Molly May, cheers. I'll take my cup of tea to go.
Guys, this has been the PLT podcast, the funniest podcast ever. I'm literally soaking wet right now.
I knew it with this sort of podcast. You're all weird.
We're going to go. We'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching
Thank you very
and
much.
listening.
Hey.